morning, everyone. I am so happy to see you today. I'm Everett Cody, and now we're ready for the first of the second series of posts for the American History textbook, History Alive, the United States for Industrialism, interactive notebook. Now, we're on YouTube. We're going to get to Chapter 3, the English colonies in the U.S., but before we get to that, we're going to watch a video all about the website TCI and how it really engages and revolutionized teaching by Bert Bauer, the founder of TCI. Let's watch. And I've got it up as loud as I can because I don't know if you can hear those annoying saw over there sawing down a tree. So I made it as loud as I can get it.
Hi, I'm Bert Bauer. I'm the founder and CEO of TCI. Thanks for taking this time to watch the video to learn about History Live, the United States through Industrialism. Before we begin, I want to remind you that TCI is not like a traditional textbook program. We don't just give you a textbook, some worksheets, and then you've got to lecture to the kids all day about history. No, this program is truly hands-on and minds-on. Students are going to have a critical look at history because we provide you with all the materials that you need for creating a truly hands-on program. That's why TCI has boomed across the country in the last 20 years. Teachers are so thankful to finally have materials that are created by teachers for teachers. Let's take a closer look at the program now. We believe the best teaching carries great content, meaningful technology, interactive classroom experience. Districts that implement TCI have improved test scores and heightened student engagement. Each lesson has an activity centered around one of these 6 teaching strategies to set the environment for active learning. Now it's time to step into a TCI classroom and see some of the magic that we bring to the classroom to really bring the learning of history alive. These are the kinds of activities that you're going to soon, hopefully, be doing with your students. This visual discovery activity on the presidency of Andrew Jackson begins with a preview. So students take their interactive student notebook, they open up to the lesson on Andrew Jackson, and this begins with a song. You probably know it well, The Hunters of Kentucky. And this is a backwoods Kentucky song that's very different from the kind of campaign song that Washington, Jefferson, and other Federalists used prior to this groundbreaking presidency of Andrew Jackson.
In this activity today, we're going to examine a series of images from the presidency of Andrew Jackson to learn about how democratic his government was. What's going to happen in here is you're going to analyze these images to assess how well he promoted democracy. Let's take a look at this painting. All right? And just take a couple of seconds and look for 4 really interesting details. We're going to use our magnifying tool to zoom in on some of these details that you found. Let me start here. Amanda, you look like you've got an interesting detail. Okay? So let's zoom in on that hat. Go here. Click right on this hat. You're going to see it. One more detail. Great. Somebody else. Okay. So let's move ahead now. How do you think these people feel and how they can tell?
Now that you've seen how students learn about the Jackson presidency and the visual discovery activity, it's time for them to get to work. So they'll get out their interactive student notebook, and the processing prompt for this activity is a hero wanted poster of Jackson, where they put both the positive impact and some of the negative impact of the Jacksonian democracy. This is really going to challenge students to use their higher order thinking skills and their multiple intelligence. You can easily see how we're correlated to your state standards on our website. Students can look at the student edition either in print or online. They also have a print version of the interactive student notebook that they're going to use to record, analyze, think about all of their history. We're going to start by looking at the features of the student edition. This edition was written by a single author, Diane Hart, who was both a teacher and a Woodrow Wilson Fellow. And she starts every chapter with an essential question. If you're learning about political developments in the early republic, for example, how did the Federalist and Republican visions of the United States differ? And she really gives students the answers to that, both written and in the rich primary sources, which are on every single page. Additionally, at the end of every chapter, we have a reading further, which is really like a Smithsonian magazine article. So the history is rich, and because there's not a lot of distractions in the book with features and end of the chapter questions, there's actually more history in this book than any of the traditional U.S. history textbooks on the market. One of the most popular parts of the TCI program is the interactive student notebook. Every student will complete one of these. They have a preview assignment, which will connect to prior learning. They will also have reading notes, where they will use a graphic organizer to record the main ideas of what they read. There may be also activity notes during an activity, and every lesson ends with a processing activity where students have to use higher order thinking skills and their multiple intelligences and show that they really understand it. This interactive student notebook will follow them around all year and maybe even beyond, long past when they have their hands on the student edition. It really is their portfolio of learning. Now let's take a look inside the online student subscription. Here's the student text. Students can select text to be read to them.
During the campaign, both sides hurled accusations at each other.
Have glossary terms defined in context. Highlight main ideas. And check to see if their highlighting is correct. Students can also get the text in Spanish. Each lesson has a game-like reading challenge where students can show what they've learned. TCI supports you both in print and online. Let's take a look at what you get with the print teacher resource program. This comes in a packet where you'll get the student edition, the interactive student notebook, you'll get the lesson guides, lesson masters, you'll get placards, visuals, everything you need to totally engage your students on a day-to-day basis in the classroom. If the internet goes down or if you don't have internet connection, this print teacher resource program will be all your needs. However, if you use the online teacher subscription, you're going to get more flexibility and more pizzazz in your teaching than you could ever imagine. Let's take a look at that now. Here's your list of lessons. We'll look at Lesson 14. To prepare for this lesson, you should watch the short video, then open up the classroom presentation. You can easily customize the presentation, make it your own, add text, edit slides, add images, and more. You will also want to look over the procedures, materials in English and Spanish, differentiating instruction, and enhancing learning for teaching each lesson. When you prepare for the assessment, you can use PCI's assessment. The assessment starts with multiple choice questions where students can demonstrate they can master the content, spirals to more difficult questions, and concludes with exploring the essential question. You can also build your own assessment. You can add to the question bank, or you can make up your own questions. Earlier, we showed the student text and reading challenge. Now, let's dive into a few more features teachers have with students. You can assign reading challenges here. You can instantly review your students' reading challenge scores, either individually or as a class, to see where students need further instruction. Thanks for taking the time to consider TCI for your middle school students. I promise you one thing. If you adopt TCI, it's going to totally reignite your passion for teaching.
Okay, so that was a little video about TCI. That was a pretty long one. I'm going to stop the flip for right now, and when we come back, we will look at the English colonies in North America, which is Chapter 3. Goodbye, bloggers.